All right, hello, incoming Pleasant Hill Middle School families. Thank you for taking the time to view this parent information video. My name is Dan Roll, and I work at Pleasant Hill Middle School in the role of student support. My main focus with students is teaching communication skills, problem solving, and resolving conflicts. The rest of our student support team includes our two school counselors, Robin Zahner and James Saldivar. On behalf of them, our Vice Principal, Veronica Picasso, and of course our Principal, Terry McCormick, I would like to officially welcome you to Pleasant Hill Middle School. Under normal circumstances, all of you would be meeting with the five of us in our multi-use room, and we would be having this conversation face-to-face. But for obvious reasons, we are going to switch things up this year. We're going to use this video to communicate to you who we are as a school. We're going to cover some middle school basics, and we're going to talk about some things that we really want you as incoming families to know. We are also inviting all of you to join us on June 4th, the five of us and one of our sixth grade math teachers, Becky Clark, for a parent information Zoom meeting. To receive an invitation to that meeting, you're going to need to register. And to register, you're going to need to click on the link that is provided in the email that accompanied this video. I'm strongly encouraging everybody to attend because it'll be a great chance to get to know us a little better, and you can ask us any questions that you want. Clearly, nobody knows exactly what the beginning of the next school year is going to look like. Some of the information in this video may have changed by the time we hit the ground at the beginning of the year. The purpose of this video is to discuss how things normally operate on our campus. So let's get started. Pleasant Hill Middle School's motto is be kind, be helpful, work hard. And we have an entire team made up of both staff and students that work together all year, including over summer break, to promote, teach, and model these expectations. This team is called the PBIS team, which stands for Positive Behavior Interventions and Supports. Our PBIS team develops and implements academic and social emotional interventions and supports for students that are struggling, works on issues on campus that involve equity, and runs a RAM ticket economy based on students standing out for being kind, helpful, and hardworking. Every year, sixth graders come together as one big group at the beginning of the school year for Community Day. Community Day is a collaboration between the PBIS team, leadership students, and our PTSA. It's a chance for sixth graders to get to know each other, spend time outside of the classroom with teachers, older students, and the student support team. We teach them about the school motto and RAM tickets, and most importantly, we eat pizza and have a pool party. Because of COVID-19, please be paying attention to the school website and any communications coming from us in regard to how this may take shape or change. All in one day is for all grade levels and takes place the day before classes begin. It's an opportunity for students with their families to get class schedules, take student photos, pick up PE uniforms, sign up and donate with the PTSA, and also to verify HomeLink contact information. All right, middle school basics. Here are a couple of screenshots from our website, which will be an important source of information about the school. One area of the website you'll want to visit is the student store. This is where you can purchase PE clothes, PE locks, yearbooks, replacement planners, or ID cards, and it's also where you can donate to school programs. Here are a couple of screenshots from a recent RAM Slam, which is a weekly email sent out to parents from our PTSA. This is another source of information for school happenings, including fundraisers, spirit weeks, and tons more. We have included a QR code on this slide that will link you directly to the RAM Slam sign up. To do this, pause the video, open your camera, and center the QR code. Perhaps the most important source of information for parents is HomeLink. which many of you are probably familiar with from elementary school. If you haven't signed up for HomeLink yet, you can sign up at the office or during all-in-one day. This is a screenshot from HomeLink showing a student's schedule. It includes their current grades, their missing assignments, and their attendance, including tardies. For those of you who already have HomeLink, this screen may look a little different than what you are used to since there are multiple classes. Most teachers update HomeLink weekly. This is a copy of our bell schedule and minimum day schedule. We have a 7-period day, Monday through Friday, with no weekly minimum days. The first bell rings at 8:04, with first period beginning at 8:10. Dismissal is at 2:30. We do have a handful of scheduled minimum days during the year. You can see those here, and they will also be listed on our website. One thing to keep in mind is that our supervision in the morning does not start until 7:45. All right, things we want you to know. We want you to know that these middle school years definitely do have challenges. We have lots of students with different levels of maturity all coming together on the same campus. There are many changes in friendships that take place during this time. There's bullying and social media usage and all the problems that come with that. We want you to know that we have a campus full of caring adults here to support, and more than that, to teach students tools and skills that are critical for navigating social situations throughout life. In elementary school, it usually works like this. The principal is the first point of contact or person to field your questions, along with your child's single teacher. In middle school, because of the amount of teachers your student will have per day and the number of students on campus, that process looks a bit different. If you have concerns about assignments, grading policy, class routines, or anything going on in a specific classroom, you'd want to reach out to that teacher directly. If your student is experiencing challenges in common areas or multiple settings, your first contact would be their counselor. An example of this could be your student coming home regularly concerned about developing friendships. And as I mentioned, I work with students regarding communication skills and resolving conflicts. So you might reach out to me if your student is concerned about an ongoing or really upsetting conflict with another student. The principal and vice principal handle more big picture, school-wide concerns and initiatives. A couple of additional things that may be different than the elementary school experience is our policy on electronics and hats. We have students put their phones, electronics, and hats away and on silent from the start of the bell until the end of the school day. From the first bell to the end of the school day. And knowing this ahead of time will help your students transition. Some elementary schools are accustomed to after-school care, either from a program on campus or one nearby. We do not have after-school care, but do have some programs after school to support students struggling academically. Currently, we have math workshop and peer tutoring Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2:30 to 3:30. Math workshop is a drop-in format, while peer tutoring requires a permission slip and goes through the counselors and myself. Clubs vary year to year. These are some of the ones we had going on this year. There are different options for kids at lunch. Some students choose to eat in the cafeteria, while others eat outside in the quad area. Some teachers have their classrooms open for students to hang out, and room 602 hosts lunchtime activities a few times a week, including game room and the GSA. Once students are done eating, they either choose to continue hanging out with their friends where they ate or go down to the blacktop for self-directed activities such as soccer, basketball, or tossing a football around. This one's very important. Sometimes parents think of middle school as a time to step back. In middle school, we definitely want students to develop that independence. But really, when starting middle school, it's a time for parents to lean in and help with this big transition. A few ways for you to do that are checking HomeLink weekly, reviewing your student's planner nightly, being involved in their homework process, And once we're back on campus, we're going to be looking for parent patrol volunteers to help us supervise during lunch. Even missing one day can create an academic challenge for a student. They then have to come back to school, find a time to see what they have missed, and complete not only what they missed, but the assignments for the current day as well. If they miss a full day, multiply that by 7 periods. Our school also loses money for every day and period a student misses school. Occasionally, emergencies come up when a student may need to miss several days of school. Students can be placed on an independent study contract when they are going to miss at least 5 days of school and no more than 15. To do this, the school would need to be notified 10 school days in advance. If your child is absent from school, please know that you have to call and notify the school of the absence within 72 hours. Otherwise, it will be entered as a truancy regardless of the reason. Okay, that pretty much wraps up our presentation. We want to acknowledge that this was for sure a lot of information and may feel overwhelming, especially for those of you with your first middle schooler. Please trust that we always receive anxious 6th graders and we always promote confident 8th graders who have built strong connections with us as a school staff. And don't forget that in order to receive an invitation to our June 4th Parent Information Zoom meeting, you must first register using the link you received in the email that accompanied this video. If you have any urgent questions or concerns, please reach out to us. We have provided contact information in that email as well. All right, I have one more thing, and that is, I'm hoping you can pass a message along. This is from all of the staff at Pleasant Hill Middle School to all incoming 6th graders. We are very, very, very excited to meet you next year, and so looking forward to working with you over the next 3 years while you are students at Pleasant Hill Middle School. Parents, families, thanks again for tuning into this video. Take care.